The price of entrance is embarrassment. I say this because you and I both have done embarrassing things. You and I have felt like complete idiots doing something, and somehow it's turned out amazing. Somehow it was the best decision that we've made. Because remember when you're a little kid and, for example, you go on stage and you sing and you feel stupid or you feel shy, and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, I can kind of sing this song. I can kind of bust out these lyrics. And then you go on the stage again and again and again, and you kill every single show, appearance, recital, audition, showing, whatever you want to call it. You cannot not feel embarrassed when you try something new. Because you don't know what you're doing. You really don't. You are just shooting for the moon and hoping you aim in the stars. Hoping you land on the moon, then you land in the stars. You get the gist. And sometimes it's scary taking that leap of faith. Sometimes it's very nerve-wracking seeing what comes about. And I think the lesson of embarrassment is the price of entrance goes for anything in life. For example, like, I know Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish. Like, I know enough Spanish to be dropped off in a Spanish-speaking country and survive. I know enough for that. And I have a lot of international friends that are from Spanish-speaking countries. And whenever I speak Spanish to them, I get so embarrassed because I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound so not Spanish speaking. I don't sound like it. I feel like I sound very Englishy. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But then they're like, yo, no, your Spanish is fine. It's fine. Like, obviously it could be better, but like, it's fine. And then like, they appreciate me like trying. And I don't know, I think I'm trying to get over that hurdle too. Like this morning, like I spoke to a friend of mine in Spanish, and I was like, what did I say? I was like, puedes poner cosas en tu camiseta. Like, can you put things in your shirt? Because he had a zipper. I think it was called un bordo. It's like a pocket. And then he was like, no, it's just for like decoration. But because the other day he gave me a hard time, and he was like, we say hola, but you just say hello. And I'm like, I never even noticed that you said hola. I would have responded back with hola, ¿cómo estás? But it's fine. And I think that is one part of embarrassment. And I think that's more of like a personal example, but you can really start anything. You can really start anything that you want and be bad at it and do it again and again. Because I think the most beautiful thing that you can do is just try and start. And then continue with it and see how far you get. See how far and how much progress you can make. Because the worst thing that you do is that you make no progress, but you make progress somewhere else. Because let's say, like, okay, for example, I started this YouTube channel and I had no intentions of honestly getting more than like, I don't even know how many subscribers. I just like posted to post because I wanted to do something else. And I just did it day after day, month after month, and it's almost, oh my goodness, it is 9 months. It's crazy saying that out loud, that I've been doing this for 9 months now. Like, I think in like 2 weeks it'll be 9 months because I started, wait, no, never mind. Not 9 months. I did not start in January. 8 months because I started in February. And I look back and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for almost a year. Like, literally a year's coming up. And there are 400 plus people that have joined this journey. What? What? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Like, that is bigger than a lot of my classes combined together. Like, my classes are very tiny just because they're now into more like specialized science classes now. But it is crazy though. Like, I think I would have honestly kept posting if only like 2 people watched or 2 subscribers, just because it gave me something else to do, and it honestly helped me stay sane through my internship, through last year's school, through this school, during the summer. Oh my goodness. And if you go back to my very first videos, you can see how much more comfortable I am now, how I'm fine with making word salad. I am fine with being myself instead of articulating perfectly. Like, obviously I tried to articulate well enough to understand and be understandable, but I'm not trying to be extremely thorough with what every single thing that I say, because I feel like that's not authentic and that's not genuinely who I am, and I'm very much fly by the seat of my pants. But even though you might not make progress in a predicted area, like for example, if I did not have more people join this journey, I would still have continued and I still would have improved my ability to speak. And just because you don't see the progress in the way that you want to, that doesn't mean that you're not making progress somewhere else. For example, if you like sports and you like basketball, but you're a terrible shooter, but you dribble the ball every single day, you become a better dribbler. You become proficient with your dribbling skills. And then all of a sudden you're like, yo, I'm a good dribbler. Let me be point guard and I can pass the ball and direct people. That takes leadership. That takes grit. That takes understanding and being able to see a vision and see a play come out. Like, you have to be able to see one person move here and then you can predict. And there are so many tiny skills that you can learn just from not, or like, you can learn so many skills without making progress in the right direction. Maybe not the right direction, but the mental right direction of like what you wanted, like the progress that you wanted to see. That's what I mean by like right direction. But like, right direction is so subjective, and there really is no right direction, because there are so many things that you could be doing and it could be wrong in someone else's eyes but be perfect for you. You know? For example, some people drive on the right side, while some people drive on the left side of the road. That's what I mean. Neither people are wrong and neither people are right, because that's just what society deems as normal. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I was going to say, like, do you pour milk first for your cereal, or do you pour your cereal first and then your milk? Whatever's your fancy, cool. There's no right or wrong decision. But some people might say that's illegal, but then other people are like, yo, that's fine. And so when you are trying to make progress in the very beginning, when you think you aren't doing something right and that it feels embarrassing, that's a good thing, because you're trying and you're making an effort. And not to say that you are trying to outdo somebody else or that you are trying to be better than someone else, but rather you are trying to do something new. You are trying to be someone different. And being able to know that you are trying to put your best foot forward is the most important thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with feeling embarrassed because you want to do something. That is nothing wrong. That is nothing anybody could fault you for. Because there's a reason why you want to do that. Because what if it is absolutely amazing? Like, what if it's terrible? What are you going to learn from it? That's the most exciting, exhilarating thing that you could ever do for yourself. Because adventure is the most beautiful part of life. And going back, because I know I said I would update all you guys every single time that I did something for my club, but I held my first gym session yesterday, and I was very oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? And yeah, I had 2 people, dos personas, attend my gym session, and I was thinking I would only get 1, because that's who told me 1, and I was gonna be nervous. It was just gonna be us two, but it was fine. It would have been fine if me and her would have done it, because we conversate and we're fine, and I think it'll help because we will get more familiar with each other and we will become friends, actual friends rather than just classmate friends, which I'm really excited about. I really think it'll be good, because why not? Why not try to hang out with somebody outside of school and classes? Because we're all people. We're all people at the end of the day. And, having those special connections is nice to have them both in the class and outside of the class too. And it's valuable. Anything new in life is valuable because you're trying your best. You're trying your best with anything that you are doing. And if people judge you, people are going to judge you. People are going to judge you for having your socks inside out, judge you for wearing a certain type of brand. They're going to judge you if your hair is out of sort, if your part's weird or something or weird. You might as well be judged for living your life authentically. And if that means that you are authentically living your life and trying to do something for the first time that you are actually passionate about, then be judged for that. And I think that is the cost of living your life truly authentically you, is feeling embarrassed at the beginning. I think a lot of people who make decisions for themselves after feeling so boxed in as one thing or another, whether that's jobs or just themselves or their passions or what they want to do, they feel like they're trapped inside of a box and they're embarrassed to tell people what they want to do or who they are or anything about themselves as individuals. And then when they do it, they feel like a brick has been lifted off of them. And then they live authentically them. And that goes for anything in life. As long as you can authentically live for yourself, embarrassment doesn't even mean, or I should say, when I say embarrassment is the price of entrance, whether that entrance is defined by you, or I should say that entrance is defined by you. That's what I'm trying to say, is that the embarrassment does begin with anything new. But that entrance is defined by you. You are that key holder. You are that locksmith to that door, to that window, to that gate. And don't gatekeep yourself from living a life that you've genuinely wanted just because you're embarrassed or you're scared of being that way. And you just have to do it. You really do. And it's a lot easier for me to say than for you to do, because you and I are different people. You and I think differently, and we feel differently. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that on earth that we can all experience are our different emotions. But embarrassment is one common emotion we all feel. And you shouldn't feel embarrassed being you. Entering that door, or opening that window, opening that gate, opening that fence, jumping the fence, having the ability to do what you want just because you're scared of embarrassment, of caring of what people other think, or caring about what other people think. You should just do it, because you're holding yourself back from truly living your life. And I think when you can fully experience life, when you can experience life in the way that you deserve to, it is one of the most eye-opening moments that you will ever remember and that you will feel. It's very cliche, but you and I were made for greatness. You and I were made to do something bigger than we could have ever imagined. And it all truly begins with feeling embarrassed at first, but then realizing the cost of entrance was worth every single amazing memory that you and I were to make once we took our first step into that doorway, into that gate yard, or into that like yard or like the garden or anything that you could ever imagine. Everything is worth it in life once you find something worth fighting for. So do not be afraid of embarrassment, because you never know what's on the other side. Food for thought.